Hi, my name is Alicia Awan, and I have been blessed with the opportunity to introduce to you Jocelyn Oropeza. If you haven't heard of her, I can assure you that you've probably heard her due to her boisterous laugh that echoes through the hallways. I'm sure everyone is familiar with her recognizable ha 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 that can seem never-ending and always come at the worst time. From her atrocious side-parted braid and plaid jorts that she rocked all throughout lower school, to her devious indie phase in middle school, she has been a vital member of our class for as long as I can remember. Jokes aside, she is one of the most responsible and hardworking people I know, handling any challenge with both beauty and grace, and I'm so lucky to be able to call her one of my best friends. So, I present to you the one and only Jocelyn Oropeza. I have the reputation for losing things. I can't even count the times I've texted the grade group me asking people to look for my water bottle. To give you an idea, I've lost about 6 water bottles in high school so far. I lost the front logo of my car. Technically, that one was not my fault, but my parents now call my car toothless. I have a reputation for having an extremely unique and loud laugh. When people think of me, they think short, soccer player, long hair, girl with occasional country accent slip-ups. Yet, for the longest time, I never saw myself this way. I saw myself only as a victim. I victimized myself because I'm the only full Hispanic in the entire high school and have been the only full Hispanic since the 2nd grade. I was the victim in my mind because my parents are immigrants. Neither of them finished high school, nor did they attend college. They couldn't guide me through high school or the college process, so I felt helpless. I felt like a burden attending St. Mary's for the past 15 years on scholarship. I was a victim because on paper, I was not set up for success like my peers were. My parents don't have fancy jobs as lawyers or doctors. My dad works in construction and my mom is a stay-at-home mom. They didn't speak English until they were forced to when immigrating here at the ages of 19 and 21. I felt like they had put me behind. In Literature of the Fantastic with Miss Goodman, we read Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. For a long time, I saw myself the same way society viewed Lillian in the book. She too attended a fancy all-girls private school on scholarship, but she had a rough upbringing. Here is where she meets her best friend Madison, who is rich and privileged. At some point, Madison is threatened with expulsion. To preserve her reputation, her father bribes Lillian's mom into making Lillian take the blame. When Lillian is expelled, the whole town, which initially applauded her success, all of a sudden acts as if this was expected. It was expected Lillian would not last in private school because she didn't belong. She wasn't one of them. I victimized myself as if I were like Lillian, but I am not. A couple months ago, I was slapped in the face with my privilege, and it was an overdue, very much needed reality check. At a soccer game, I began talking to a guy my age. We had similar interests, but we couldn't be more different. He told me it was his dream to play club soccer, but that he couldn't because he had the responsibility of taking care of his siblings, and he just couldn't afford it. He couldn't afford the out-of-town tournaments every other week that my parents make time and money for. He couldn't afford the gas it would take to drive the 3 to 12-hour drives my parents make for me. After this interaction, I made it my mission to change my perspective. My parents don't have fancy jobs, but my dad was able to create his own construction company, all while learning English as a second language, and now my mom helps him manage it. I am here on scholarship, but I am just as deserving of being here as everyone else. When schoolwork becomes too overwhelming, I take a step back and realize how simple and privileged my life is. I might complain about waking up early for school, but so does my dad, sometimes earlier, to lay concrete in the summer heat while I enjoy air conditioning. I can complain about my hands cramping from writing an essay, but his hands are dark from the blazing sun, rough from cuts, and dry from his harsh labor, all while mine are smooth. I am not the victim. I am privileged, loved, smart, funny, have a loud laugh, and everything else that makes me me. To my lovely class, thank you for seeing me for who I am and always making me feel loved. Thank you.